Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. All right, looks like we're good. Today we are going to be installing on this air handler here a new air scrubber by Airs. If you know, these are the ones I was talking about. These are whole house air purifiers. I've done a video in the past of me installing one of these or replacing one of these on a package unit, but now we're going to do it on an air handler. In case you have an air handler, whether it's in an attic like here or if it was upright, the process is still essentially the same. So the first thing you want to do is we're going to put it on this ductwork. So you want to take a damp cloth here. This one, I've been trying to clean this ductwork off for a little bit, so just kind of wipe it down, get rid of any excessive debris, and then you're not gonna need much. All you need is some basic HVAC tools and essentially a transformer that is not included with this kit. So that is the only thing you're gonna have to buy additionally. Now, these are not really available in stores, but it's more for educational purposes that I want to show you what is involved. So this is essentially the air scrubber, whole house air purifier. This is what is included. Here we have the power head and the cell, honeycomb cell. And then you pull this stuff out, put it aside, power cable, and then we have our kind of like a stencil here that mounts to, mounting hardware. Anyways, put that aside, and then let's hop and find our marker. And if you see here, it says airflow. Airflow on an air handler, on this air handler, is coming, that's the return, this is the supply, so it's coming in this direction. So essentially you're going to want to mount this in the airflow, okay? So this way. Let's put that right here. Go ahead and put your stencil in here. Kind of mark it out with your marker here. Put this aside. You're going to grab a drill a small pilot hole in there. And I have my drill here. Okay, just drill a small pilot hole. Obviously wear eye protection. You may want some gloves if you're, want to be extra careful. I don't see myself getting cut, but if you're new, you probably should wear some. Anyways, now we go ahead and cut out that black circle I drew. And go ahead and cut it all out. You don't have to, it's not a race. Be as clean as possible with these. I've seen some very questionable ones where I went back to replace the air scrubber because it went out. And I mean, you could probably fish with some of those edges that they left behind. So they were just that sharp edges, and a little dangerous. Put that out of the way here, put that aside. Then we go ahead and cut out, if you have, most likely you're gonna have some fiberglass or some form of insulation in here that you're gonna want to cut out. So go ahead and do that. You don't need to cut out more than you absolutely have to. You don't want to, start pulling it all out. Okay. So now, essentially, we could pretty much, well, remember, power should be off, okay? Power should be off. Make sure you could check with a meter. You can check in any way, but you know, just make sure your power is off, okay? So then now that we cut that out, we're going to put in this this stencil back on here. All right, just like that. And you're gonna want to, you know, screw it down with some screws that are actually provided. They try to provide you with as much stuff as possible for different scenarios. So, you know, not all of those things are going to be used in your particular case, but you do have plenty of options there. Okay, so now they provide some 1/4 inch screws. So we're going to go ahead and put essentially, you know, screws in each hole there. Couple more. They really give you a bunch of screws. You probably don't have to put all of these on there, but just so that it's nice and snug, it's gonna be a good idea to do so. Okay, so now that you did that, you essentially go to your power head, and then remember, with the airflow, just kind of drop it gently into place and then just put it on there. And then here you can use a couple ways. You can do it with plastic to mount it on the threads there, or you can use the metal ones, which I personally like to use the metal ones. And this does not have to be, you know, super tight, by no means. You know, just snug is okay. Just as long as you get them snug on there. You know, probably just hand tight would be okay, plus maybe one full turn with like a wrench of some sort. So get it on there, just hand tight, and then honestly, I'm almost tempted to just leave it like that, but I always add an additional with just a small little crescent wrench like this. Probably do like one full turn after it's been hand tightened. That's what I would do. Come on. They're really small screws, so you got to make sure that you got a small wrench. This one's hard to get to. There we go. Okay. So that's pretty good on there. Now we're going to work on the electrical portion. The electrical portion is pretty easy. Essentially, this is your power cord. Start moving some of this stuff out of the way here. Some of this trash. We're pretty much done with this mounting hardware. Done with the drill. Yeah, done with the drill. And done with the hole cutters here. The unibit. Done with the wrench. Done with my knife. Now, power's off. We're gonna go ahead on this particular setup. You know, the electrical is right here. Okay, I mean, you can kind of tell by the high voltage. It goes right in here. Let's go ahead and take this door off. And I have a 6-in-1 for that somewhere. There we go. You could get a Phillips screwdriver, but, or sorry, a Phillips tip and put it on your drill. It's totally an option. And essentially, make sure you don't lose these screws. That would not be good. And essentially, this is the incoming high voltage. Okay, this is the incoming high voltage from our box, our disconnect box. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. This is what we're gonna tap into for our transformer. The reason you need to put in a new transformer is because if you have a smart thermostat, or if you plan to put a smart thermostat on, you are going to have to put one of these in anyways, because smart thermostat uses enough low voltage as is, and if you have a air scrubber also using low voltage, it can cause the thermostat to just shut off randomly, or even the air scrubber to shut off, and neither of those is a good idea. Okay. Whew, it's a little hot up here now. Okay, so let's read the diagram here. Looks like blue and yellow are my 24 volts, and looks like common, and this is a 240 unit. Common and orange is 240. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. You know, there's obviously no polarity, or I don't know if you know that, but there's no polarity involved in 240, so that keeps it simple. We just undo these cables here, or undo these wire nuts, sorry, and then we tie in our orange with one of them, doesn't really matter which one, honestly, as long as you do you get them on there. It's not, you know, there's not polarized, so there's no polarity involved, so you could easily just do orange with red if you wanted to. So go ahead and put that on, just get that in there, squeeze it nice and tight, and then our white, which is our common, is going to go to the other leg of incoming voltage. So now we're doing that, and then we put our wire nut on there. Really good, really good. Give it a little bit of a pull on there, and just to make sure it's snug, and it's staying on there. So now let's go ahead and mount the transformer somewhere. We can you know, just mount it really anywhere. It doesn't even have to be grounded, because it didn't come with a ground. So now I'm gonna mount it in this cabinet inside of here, and for that I'm gonna need my drill and a couple screws. Oh, I have a little screw box in here somewhere. Very, very simple to install these, but, well, it's simple when you know what you're doing, right? I guess. Just drill a few. I really like this flexible, you know, this flexible bit here. I'm gonna pre-drill one hole just so it's easier to kind of screw on. And then, now that I pre-drilled that hole, I could just put this on here, line it up with that hole, And then there it is. And then the bottom one, well, the bottom one's already kind of lined up for you, so you don't really need to line it up. You kind of just put it in there. Oh, maybe you do. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay. Uh-oh. It's being a little bit of a pain in the butt. There it is. Okay. So these other legs, very important, that are not being used, the red and black, we're gonna want to chop those, chop them, and then put a little blue wire nut on them, because I believe they do feedback power. So I want to say they do. Just put that in there. And then these, okay, these are what are going to feed your air scrubber. So let's see. And this is a soft cabinet. I don't know if you can see that. It's really soft. So you don't even have to, for low voltage wires, just like you see here, you don't have to put, you know, a nipple or anything like that, okay? So don't worry about that. So it's a really soft cabinet. So okay, let's see what we got here. I don't like to use more than I absolutely have to. So that should be enough. So I'm going to plug it into my air scrubber here. There is a little hole. Can't mess it up. And then the access, well, I'm just going to leave on top of their cabinet here. You know, there's not really anything that will happen. You can actually even, I don't like to cut off the excess, because, you know, you never know if you need to relocate. I've had people, and myself even, if you move houses, you know, it makes sense to come up here and pull it off and take it to your new house, because, you know, it's not something that the next person may even want, okay? So it's probably a good idea just to take it with you. And if your new home, for example, you need more wire, it could be a problem. So it's better just to leave that on there, okay? So, and this guy, same thing, or guys and girls. I'm not sure how many girls actually watch this channel. I don't think any, maybe. So anyways, this is not polarized either, right? There's no polarity. So here, it doesn't really matter what colors you use, as long as it's 24 volts. And then here we go. Okay, let's put that on there. And then you really just put this in here, get it out of the way for when you put the door on. Don't, you know, pinch it with the actual screw of the door, but this is a soft cabinet, so you can just put that aside and then the door will just gently squeeze it on there. So then now let's go ahead and put this door back on, just like that. And my 6-in-1 is right here. Line up the holes. There it is. There it is. So now there is a little light here that when the unit is powered on, and I'll show you right now, you'll see that the light turns blue. Okay, so that's pretty much it. As long as that light is blue, your system is running, your system is purifying. Okay, so if you want the best results, as soon as you turn it on, like this, for example, this is a trained variable speed system. So this one's probably going to be okay because they naturally run the blower a lot longer than a just traditional air conditioner. But if you have a traditional 1-speed air conditioner, just turn the fan only option for 24 hours, and that's what it takes to really, you know, clean the air up to like 90-something% in the within 24 hours. Okay, so that's what you need to do, and that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. If not, well, subscribe, send this to a friend, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.